Brother Darren Swain. So, I'll be doing okay. Turn it on. Graduate of Bowie State's master program back in '98. So it's really exciting. This is my first Bowie State University event, and so I'm really excited to be here. But I tell people that when Carla tells you to do something, you just do it. So I know a lot of you all are probably here under the same kind of orders from Carla, and so we just roll with Carla. She is a dynamic leader in our community. So I just want to welcome you to the city of Decatur. The city of Decatur has a very unique history in that the city is actually 4 square miles. The historic African-American community was called the Beacon Hill community. And so we have formed an organization called the Beacon Hill Black Alliance for Human Rights, fighting for equity in the city of Decatur, which is no longer a predominantly black city. And so we've organized around issues regarding equity in education. My wife, who couldn't be here today, she's the chairperson of our local school board. We have also removed the Confederate monument, so you would come into a city with no Confederate monument. We have also removed called a genocidal cannon, a cannon that was used to remove the Muskogee Creek people from this land that we're on. So we always acknowledge whose land we're on. And so we just give thanks for you all choosing to be here, choosing to be in the city of Decatur. And additionally, and I gotta make my Philadelphia reference, Dr. Breaux, I gotta make the Philly reference, is that if you go over to the, not far from here where the school board is, we have erected a statue, a very futuristic African-American woman, and it's called Catch the Fire. And it is in tribute to Sonia Sanchez's poem, Catch the Fire. And so I was fortunate that when I was in the Navy in 1995, I was able to go, I was able to go and start the program that had been initiated through Bowie State University and get a master's in public administration, and that ignited my educational fire again and led me to law school here and led me to this practice. So a great deal of credit to the university, and we're all in gratitude. I'd like for the presidents, we have a number of presidents. President Breaux, you might come up. President Swain, Morrison. I have a proclamation from my good friend who is the commissioner here in DeKalb County. And this is from Commissioner Larry Johnson. Larry Johnson is the District 3 Commissioner and a friend of the City of Decatur and the Beacon Hill Black Alliance for Human Rights. And it reads, Bowie State University, Georgia Chapter, whereas we celebrate the inaugural biannual Brunching with Bowie State Bulldogs Scholarship Fundraiser to financially support Georgia students who attend Bowie State University with tuition and book scholarships in addition to other emergency needs. And whereas fall 2022, 10 Metro Atlanta High School graduates, 2 of which are from DeKalb County, have entered Bowie State University as freshman students. Bowie State University National Alumni Association is providing 3 of the 10 students with book scholarships. Whereas the Georgia chapter of Bowie State University National Alumni Association was reestablished in July of 2018 with Earl Spates of Augusta, Georgia as president. Thank you, sir. He established a partnership with the HBCU Alliance of Augusta to host college fairs, for which Earl has been the chairperson. Earl has hosted numerous tailgates for the Bowie State University in the name of the chapter during the university's games in Georgia or any other area south of Maryland. And for the past 4 years, the chapter has sponsored Georgia families during the holidays. Come on up here, stand on up here with us. Thank you, sir. And whereas in 2021, Carla Morrison of Atlanta, Georgia became president of the Bowie State University National Alumni Association Georgia chapter, where she has taken the chapter to another level, virtually and in person. Carla has used technology to create community online. She has also developed a social media campaign to establish relationships with other historically black colleges and universities from the DMV area with chapters in Georgia, as well as HBCUs in the southern region. Under Carla's leadership, the Georgia chapter of Bowie State University Alumni Association has hosted a Bulldog wine tasting fundraiser, a Bulldog brown bag and walk, ice cream Sunday social send-off for BSU Georgia freshmen, as well as what we're here today, Brunching with Bowie State Bulldogs scholarship and fundraiser. Now, therefore, Larry Johnson, on behalf of DeKalb County and its more than 750,000 citizens, do hereby recognize Bowie State University National Alumni Association Georgia chapter for its commitment to higher education and community impact. Proclaim this 25th day of September, Commissioner Larry Johnson, District 3. Can we give it up? Thank you. Can we give it up one more time? So we are in HBCU spirit, and I have a special friend from Fisk. She's graduated from Fisk, a part of the historic Fisk Jubilee Singers, and she is going to come and bless us this morning as we continue the program. And again, we thank you all for being here. And if we could, just for a moment, just bow our heads, just for a word of prayer. All right. Creator, source of all life, all health and all power, we come right now just giving thanks for Bowie State University, for those in 1865 who began and those who continue this great legacy now in 2022. Bless our students, bless our staff, bless our faculty, bless our alumni all over the world. Thank you, God, for allowing us to continue this great tradition, this great legacy, as we continue to build boldly into the future. Bless the food that we're about to receive and the hands that prepared it. Bless everything that will happen today. May it be pleasing in your sight. We pray this prayer in all the names that we know you as, and in the name of Jesus Christ. And we say, amen. Amen. All right. Sister Akua Taylor.
Thank you. Hey, Bowie State. Hey. I'm from Fisk, but the HBCU love is real. Okay? And I'm always honored when Bobby Marley calls me to sing, and he always uplifts the Fisk Jubilee Singers. So I'm glad to be here, and it's an honor. But we're going to start out with the Black National Anthem to make sure we honor our ancestors first. And then lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring. Ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won. Stony the road we trod, bitter the chastening rod, felt in the days when hope unborn had died. Yet with a steady beat, held out our weary feet, come to the place for which our fathers sighed. We have come. We have come over a way that tears have been watered. We have come treading the path in the blood of the slaughtered. Facing no, sorry. Out from the gloomy past till now we stand at last, where the white gleam of our bright star is cast. God of our weary years, God of our silent tears, thou who has brought us thus far on the way, thou who has by thy might led us into the light, keep us forever in the path we pray. Bless our feet, straight from the places of God where we met thee. Bless our hearts, drunk with the wine of the world we forget thee. Shadow beneath thy hand, may we forever stand true to our God, true
Thank you, Akua. Thank you, Akua. We want to bring up Janice James. Janice, can you come up with greetings and gifts? Can we give it up for Janice?
Greetings to everyone. Thank you so much for coming out and celebrating with us this day. We appreciate you coming. I have some games to play as well as opening prizes. So everyone take out their tickets for their door prizes. We'll have 5 winners. Okay, everyone ready? 42790. Awesome! Woo! First winner. Here you go. Yes, thank
You understand me? Black, y'all better get me.
Right. 427-098. Woo! $427,094. You? All right.
It's actually
This is not mine. This is. So I just want to announce this so nobody think this has been a setup. The president is. Hey, Dr. Breaux, look, we were trying not to be in it, right?
No problem. No problem. You're deserving. We're all deserving. All right, so let's go to the game. Everyone listen, we're going to have a few questions. Let's see who knows about Bowie State University. Okay, when was Bowie State University founded? Anyone? Everyone? All right. Does anyone know the date? January 9th. January. Okay. All right, what was the original name? This is a 2-part. Original name of Bowie State University. Anyone know? Who would answer? Okay, so. Okay, close. Okay, so Bowie State, this was originally in Baltimore. And then it was Baltimore Normal School. So everyone knows that. And Baltimore Normal School for Colored Teachers. So it's like almost a 2-part. But yes, we know our history. All right, fact or myth? Bowie State University is the oldest historical black college and university in Maryland, the state of Maryland. Fact. All right, what is the name of Bowie State University's marching band? Oh my gosh, y'all gonna make me stand. No one? All right. Symphony of Soul, yes. All right, thank you very much, everyone. I appreciate that.
all right. I think it's time for everyone to, if you can, be seated, and we're going to start eating, and then we'll continue with the program. And thank you all for being here.
I'm really excited about this part of it. This is Brunching with Bowie State Bulldogs.
That's right.
Scholarship fundraiser. This is actually our inaugural scholarship fundraiser for Brunching with Bowie State Bulldogs. And we're a fairly new chapter. So we really didn't have the funds to do things that we would like to do. And so I reached out to the National Alumni President, Mr. Darren Swain, and talked to him about my ideas on how we could make this better and bigger. Because actually in 2017, Darren came up with the idea of Bowie having brunch together and doing things, and we did that, and we invited Felicia Moore, who was then the councilwoman for Atlanta. And then the following year, in 2018, we came back again and had a brunch with Dr. Breaux and Brent. And so now we are actually making this our scholarship fundraiser. And so with that being said, we didn't have the funds to send our baby bulldogs, as I call them, to school or send them off with anything. But Darren, he's so creative, he came up, well, we need to do something online. And I'm like, okay. So we did an ice cream social. Send off. And that was awesome because the kids got to actually talk to Mr. Swain, President Swain, and he encouraged them. And he, I guess, was in the Bowie spirit. He said, you get a scholarship, you get a scholarship, you get a scholarship. So all these kids from Georgia got a scholarship. Oh, wow. Yes. And I'm so grateful because that's what my heart wants to do, as well as our executive board. We all want to do that, but we're small right now. We're still building. But nationals, it's nice when you got a brother in the blue and white, I tell you. But so what we're going to do right now is do the presentation of the scholarships. So I'm going to turn it over to President Swain, or did you want me to? Okay. All right. So we like to do this in alphabet. I do everything in alphabetical order with my teams and everything. So the first scholarship is going to Miss Anissa Bell Mustafa Reed. And so I'll tell you about Anissa, Miss Anissa. So I call her the Quiet Storm. I have a nonprofit organization called Sisters of Today and Tomorrow, and we mentor young girls. Well, her grandmother sent her to my leadership conference, and she came, and she was quiet, but she took in everything, and she led herself. There was a girl who was being a bully there. The girl was bullying everybody else, but not Anissa. And I just watched that, and she was a quiet storm, and she kept in touch, and her grandmother told me she was going to possibly be going to Bowie. And I'm like, oh, that's awesome, you know, and of course I let everybody I know, she might be going to Bowie, Sisters of Today and Tomorrow. That's a big deal for me. And Maui knows all about Sisters of Today and Tomorrow. And so she decided to go, and what we found out about Anissa is that she had already been in a Microsoft program. She is like this quiet storm, as I said, quiet leader. She had came back, she went to Bowie just this semester, September, and just 2 weeks ago had to come back home to finish out her Microsoft leadership program. And so we have like the top-notch people, but I'm saying all that because I gotta bring her mother and is her father in the room? Yeah, right there. I want you all to come up and be a part of this presentation. And Dr. Breaux, we want you to be a part of this as well. And so,
ready? 1, 2, and 3.
so that's, you know, a copy of the check for you all to have, but the money is going straight into their account. I don't know if you want to say a few words.
Well, just on behalf of our family, thank you so much. Anissa, like you said, she is a quiet storm. It's a perfect description of her. And we're just happy she's loving Bowie State. And it's such a good fit for her. And we were unsure. You send your baby off somewhere, you want to make sure that they're taken care of, and she's being well taken care of. And so thank you so much.
And so next, now this young man, you know, I have a story. I'm a storyteller, if you all didn't know that. And so we gotta wrap it up. I know, because my DJ needs to get back to playing that good music for everybody else in the restaurant. But with this young man, I just have to say, so my VP and I, Janice, were at the HBCU Run Walk that they do across the nation, but they did it here in Atlanta. And I asked the host to, you know, mention Bowie State and that we're at the front, you know, of the stage or whatever. Well, the dad, this Omega man, comes up and is like, hey, my son going to Bowie. I'm like, oh, is he? Well, guess what? We have a wine tasting tonight. You want to come? Because we was trying to sell them tickets. And he was like, he'll be there. And I was like, okay. Well, he dropped his son off. He was like, I got someplace else to go, but here's my son. Dropped him off, paid for the ticket, and his son volunteered. We had him running around like crazy, just like you saw us running around. We had the little boy doing everything. And after that, he thanked us. He sent me a thank you note, which I'm big on that because I do that with my girls. And then he followed up and said, you know, my father is a single dad, and so, you know, we would really like some scholarship money. I'm like, oh, I'm impressed. I forwarded that thing to President Swain with the quickness, and he was like, I'm impressed too. I mean, because you just don't expect that from little 18-year-olds. He was on point the whole time. And then I did a drive-by to Bowie State when they just got there, and I was like, hey, y'all, I'm going to be in the student center. He was right there. He had his shirt, because he's a graphic artist. He had his shirt that he made walking around. He was like, hey, Miss Carla. So he was promoting too. I'm like, look at this boy.
Entrepreneurship.
Entrepreneurship. Just impressed with him. And he kept in touch every so often. Hey, Miss Carla, how's the scholarship situation coming along? Just to make sure we're going to get that money. I said, oh, we got it. It's coming, it's coming. And so I just want to bring his dad up. And the money is going straight into their account. We have their email addresses. Those are some nice shoes. Thank you. And so, last but not least, Miss Zenobia Nandi Mustafa. So, Zenobia, she's new to the fold in terms of me getting to know her. But I know her grandmother very well, and her grandmother is just a bona fide leader. I mean, just bona fide. So Maui, our Friends of Auburn Avenue Research Library, her grandmother was the founder of that. Yeah. And so she was like, hey, I need a little help too. Can you help us out? I said, well, I don't know, because we don't have no money. But I forwarded it again to President Swain, and he was like, see what I could do. I don't know if it was because I was leaning on the blue shield or what was it, but he came through. So I want to invite her mother up to accept this on behalf of Dr. Breaux.
Okay, right here.
And we're just so glad that we have students from Georgia, specifically Metro Atlanta, going to Bowie State University, because you know we have some great schools right here in Atlanta, HBCUs. So for them to choose us and go, I think it's 10 hours away, we're excited about that, and we're going to do everything in our power to support your babies as well as the other babies. So if you all know any Bowie State University students who are at Bowie State University that live in the area, please put them in touch with us, because we're going to support them. And now that we have Maui Davis, attorney Maui Davis, I don't know if y'all know who Maui Davis is, because he's just been being the host and being humble, but let me just tell you real quick. So this is attorney, activist, author, Maui
Mawoli, because he pronounces all of the syllables. I'd be like, oh, okay. Mawoli Davis. So Mawoli is from Chicago, Illinois. He's already told you his educational background, but he's a bona fide leader, not just in Decatur, throughout the city of Atlanta and Georgia. So all these things that have been happening, you know, I'm not that versed on it, but everything that you see on the news where a black man has been wrong, Maui has been a part of the team or has led the team. Right now, our brother Shaka Zulu, who is in entertainment, is going through a trying time, and Maui is a part of that team. He's making sure that everybody knows who Shaka Zulu really is, because he is a good man, and he is about the business of uplifting the community. Maui is also our sponsor today, so everybody, you get a gift, you get a gift, you get a gift. And that's the Davis Boltzmann Law Firm. And as they say, they're not self-made, they're community-made, because the community supports them, and they support the community. So thank you. Thank you for being our host. Thank you for being my brother. Thank you for hiring Chit Chat Communications. That was good for us. He hired my business to do some PR for him. But we're gonna get ready to start eating now. I think everybody's starting to get their food. So we're gonna take a few minutes to eat, and then we'll get back to the program. All right? Thank you.
All right. How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? All right, some of y'all have some shrimp and grits and some of us don't, so if you got some shrimp and grits, you better be clapping your hand. Or chicken and waffles or something, or a drink, anything. So we would like for you all to do 3 things. Let me get your attention in the back there, 1911. Janice, just tap them for a second. There you go. All right. So we have 3 opportunities for you to support. 1, we love for you to get one of these gray shirts, $30. This one is mine, so you can't get this one. 2nd, we have a silent auction, and we have our Bowie State Bulldog basket. And so we're gonna pass this sheet around, just bid on it, so we can raise some resources. And then we also have raffle tickets. So again, this is a fundraiser. So what we know is that our freedom is not free. And the work that we have to do for our young people requires us to lean in and to reach down and pull out some money or put it on a credit card to support these young people who are chasing their dreams. And so we want to support them the way we were supported. Or if you weren't supported, we want to support them in the way that you wanted to be supported. Everybody all right? All right, wonderful. So at this time, I'm going to turn it over to Stacy, and you will hear from our president, and I'll let Stacy do the introduction. Thank you, Stacy. Y'all give it up for Stacy.
Treasurer of the Georgia chapter. Thank you for coming out today to support us. I have the pleasure of introducing our president, Dr. Aminta Breaux. I know everyone here, if you don't know her, you know her now. She has made her way around the room. She's very personal. She cares so much about our children of Bowie State. And if you don't know, Bowie State is doing big things. I am from Maryland, and I moved here 16 years ago. And when I first moved here, you say Bowie State, and no one really knew that little small school in Bowie, Maryland. You say Bowie now, everyone knows where Bowie State is and what Bowie State is doing for our young and in the community there. So we have a lot to celebrate, and in the 5 years that she has been president, she has really, really come through for our students and the community in Maryland. So I want to give it up for Dr. Aminta. Thank you.
Thank you and good afternoon. Bulldogs, are you in the house? BSU? 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 That's what I want to hear. We want everybody around this restaurant, around Georgia, to know that Bowie State University is in the house today. I want to thank you all for coming out to support this wonderful brunch. It is so great to be back here again. Let me begin my remarks with a big, hearty thank you to Carla Morrison. Give it up for Carla, please. I remember when I was back here, it doesn't feel like it was that long ago, but indeed, a lot has happened since I was here at the brunch. And Carla, along with Mr. Spate, where's Mr. Spate? Give him another round of applause. He's the one that started all this. And it was wonderful to be here in Georgia, and we had great plans back then. We were talking about all kinds of things we were going to do. And I want to thank you for inviting me down then, and for also the day after I had a chance to go to a school and talk about Bowie State University. And so we were going to make this an annual event. But then someone had some other plans for us. Something got in the way. But I want you to know, to my alums, Bowie State University did not let up. We accelerated our path. We wanted to make sure that we were on the race to excellence for all of those students, over 6,300 students back at Bowie State University. And today, BSU, you saw just a glimpse of what is possible when we keep focused on what we need to focus on, and that's our students and their success. 3 students were awarded scholarships today, but we had 6,300 students. So we can't let up, can we? We got to keep this going. I want to thank our MC today for those wonderful remarks and for being out here, taking time to be with the Bulldogs. Please give him a round of applause. The future is bright for Bowie State University. 5 years have gone by. However, we have a lot more to do, and we're going to let everybody know that Bowie State University is in the house. The name of the strategic plan is Racing to Excellence, and it's intentionally designed to connote that we have to pick up pace. We have more students who want to come to BSU. This past year, we opened up a new building. When's the last time you all were on the campus? If it hasn't been in the last year, some things have changed. We opened up a new building, the Entrepreneurship Living Learning Community. It isn't just a residence hall, that's one component. But I heard the word, my favorite word here today, and Mr. Swain said it, he repeated it, entrepreneurship. That's one of the fastest growing segments in our economy. And Bowie State University is leading the way, making sure our students have the support that they need to get their credential, get that degree, but also support them in creating a new product, a new business, but more importantly, making sure that every student at Bowie State University graduates with an entrepreneurial mindset, ready to be innovative, creative for any employer, any business, because the world is changing. Look at what we've been through these last 2.5 years. The world is changing, and it's not slowing down, nor can we. So that building opened last August, and when we opened, there were some doubters in the house that said, well, President Breaux, are you sure you're going to fill up that residence hall? There are 557 new beds. Are you sure you're on the right path? And I said, believe me, I know with this team I have around here, faculty, staff, and students who are racing to excellence, we're going to fill up that residence hall. But we're going to fill it up with that entrepreneurship center adjacent to it, because that's where the students are. We're meeting them where they are and helping them to achieve their goals. So when we open that building, and you have to see, go online if you haven't been back to campus. When we open that building, we open on time during a pandemic, we open on budget during a pandemic, and we open fully occupied, all 557 beds. And wait, there's more. We have more students who want to come to Bowie State University. Greetings to the family, to the parents in the house tonight. You know that there's a high demand for Bowie State University. This year, we had 14,000 applications for 900 spots in our first year class. Did you hear me? There is a high demand for BSU. So we're not going to stop. We're already in the planning stages to build another residence hall because more students want to be on the campus. They want to enroll at BSU. We have some of the fastest growing majors on our campus. One of the parents here today, I'm not going to single him out. We had a nice talk earlier. Visual, digital, media arts, graphics, stop animation. These are the areas that our students are studying in. Bowie State University has realized some new partners that just 5 years ago didn't even know about BSU. Stacy, you were saying some people used to say, where is BSU? What is BSU? You don't hear that today. Instead, what you hear, we have new partners. A&E Networks, Leica Studios that produce the Coraline film. We have Adobe, we have Google, IBM Quantum Physics, and the list goes on and on and on. So where are these booklets, Ms. Carla? We have those going around? Because there's going to be a quiz a little bit later. Did you tell them there's going to be a quiz around here? Oh, wait a minute now. Education. We're going to have a quiz. Open up those books. But what you will see in those books are the new partners discovering Bowie State University, learning about BSU. We are a national brand. And what I ask of you when you leave here today, don't stop the conversation. I'm asking each and every one of you to be an ambassador for BSU. Make sure that we are no longer the best kept secret, as I heard when I arrived 5 years ago. We are a gem in Prince George's County, and we are a national gem. We are the oldest HBCU in the state of Maryland. Let us not forget that. We are starting up new programs. 6 new programs are starting this year. The fastest growing program, again, we are providing an entrepreneurship certificate for students, not just the traditional age students, but for students to come back who may have started a new business, they want to retool, upskill, or they're changing career fields. So we're bringing in more what we used to call non-traditional. The older student is coming to us. We want Bowie State University to be that place that any student at any time in their lifelong learning experience comes back and thinks about us. So we're starting up new programs in data analytics. We're building on our cybersecurity and STEM fields. Our nursing program is growing because you know we need a few more nurses, don't we? And so Bowie State University is growing that program in our state-of-the-art Center for Natural Sciences, Mathematics, and Nursing. You all know where we're located, and we have a rare opportunity to have partners in the defense industry. We are continuing with our partnerships with the defense, the DoD, NSA, and I'm very pleased to say that we have a center of excellence for cybersecurity education with the NSA. That deserves a round of applause. So in your booklet, what are you going to see? You're going to see a story that tells you and lets you know that we're growing, we're thriving. We have a lot of new initiatives happening, and what does that mean for us? Our rankings continue to go up in U.S. News and World Reports, and if you haven't heard that yet, I'll take a drum roll at this point. Last year, BSU was ranked among the top 25 HBCUs in the country. Well wait, drum roll. This year, Bowie State University moved from number 24 among the top 25 to number 18. Top 20, thank you. Say it again.
We cracked the top 20.
All right. Bulldogs, that doesn't just happen. It happens because of the commitment of the team working hard every day, the faculty, staff, and students. It happens because of the alumni who support their institution. Please keep supporting because there are many more students who want to enroll and graduate, and we need to make sure they graduate in a timely fashion. What we need to make sure of is that you know about the capital campaign that's underway now. We set our target high because we are the Bulldogs. We have the largest capital campaign underway now. We set our target at $50 million. Yes, Thank you. When we launched the public phase of our campaign, we were able, through all the commitments that we've received and the endorsements and sponsorships and gifts, private giving, we were able to announce in December that we had surpassed $40 million. But let's not stop. Let's keep our foot on the pedal. Let's continue racing to excellence. The strategic plan is racing to excellence. The three top priorities are academic excellence, student success, and the long-term viability of the institution. And that third one is where you come in. We cannot continue to provide what we need for students, generations to come, unless you continue giving here today to the Alumni Association and also giving to the endowment that allows us to create that nest egg where we use 4% of the spend every year. The scholarships that the university provides to the students, in addition to what you provide here, that endowment allows us to close in on the financial need. We have over 49% of our students are Pell eligible. What does that mean? That means they have the highest need. That number is growing throughout this pandemic. So that means we got to keep our foot on the pedal because there are more students who need us. We are doing everything we can to raise money, and I want to acknowledge the team that's with me today from Institutional Advancement, the Vice President for Institutional Advancement, Mr. Darren Swain. We have with us Ms. Carla Hopkins, the Director for Alumni Engagement, and star at Live at 5 for BSU. And in a moment, I'm going to ask her to give a plug for Live at 5 so you know how to tune in and when to tune in. But for now, know that what is happening, the growth, the progress, the future is bright because of the team that's pulling together. We got to stay focused and not let up. So I'm going to stop here and ask if you have any questions before I give you the quiz. And yes, there is a quiz. You thought I was joking, didn't you? I'll give you a hint. We have a strategic plan. The name I would hope you would know because I've said it a few times now. We are racing to excellence, and I'll come back around. We have three priorities. If you want to look in your book, Ms. Carla, did we hand out the books? Okay. We can do an open book exam. There are three top priorities. I'll come back around after I answer a few questions. I'm going to give them a little bit of time to think, and they're rushing through the book, and now they're going on the website and trying to look it up. But if you've not been back on the campus, there will be some other changes coming up. What we have coming up, actually we broke ground for the new replacement project for the Martin Luther King Communications and Humanities building. Thank you for that clap. I don't always get that. Some of you I know really love being in that building. And so I'm glad to hear I get applause now. Before it was like, oh no, Dr. Breaux. But then when you see the rendition, which you will see in this booklet, I'm glad that we now have applause because you can see what is possible. We will also be building across from our new entrepreneurship living learning building. It's known as the Gateway Parcel. When you come into the main entrance, going forward, you're going to see a whole entirely new building in 2024. So there's much more to come. So before I close out and ask for questions, what week is it? All right, you passed that part of the exam. I've been nervous if you didn't know that. I hope you're going to make it back for homecoming. This is the first homecoming since the pandemic. So I'm calling all Bulldogs. BSU, you need to come on back home so we can celebrate you, celebrate the success of our students, and keep on helping us to support our students in their success. So the quiz, before I open it up for questions, there are three priorities. And I have some ringers in the house. So you're going to help out. Three top priorities are academic excellence. Second one, student success. And long-term viability of the institution. Oh, come on, BSU, where are my Bulldogs? Three priorities: academic excellence, student success, and the long-term viability of the institution. Thank you for what you do for your alma mater, and thank you for allowing me the privilege and indeed the honor to serve as the 10th president of the first and oldest historically black college and university in the state of Maryland. I am the very proud 10th president, Dr. Aminta Breaux. Thank you for the privilege.
I'm the president of the Lower Shore Bowie Alumni Chapter in Maryland. And I was down here one time before when Earl was here. And what I would like to know is, there was a lot of students from the Georgia area wanting to come to Maryland. But one of the things that I find, and I was trying to talk to the lawyer today and find it out, is the in-state fee. And I think that is a big problem when we got kids that want to go out of state and they have to be confronted with an in-state fee. So I'm going to let Dr. Breaux answer that question for me, please.
You all need to know some history here before I answer that question. 5 years ago, when I was asked and appointed as president at Bowie State University, and I attended an alumni event, and it was opened up for questions, and it was the same questions. Anybody here have a question? The first hand that went up was Mr. McKinley Hayward. Please give him a round of applause for his leadership. Mr. Hayward, thank you for your question. The University System of Maryland, along with our HBCUs that are part of the USM system, are looking at that very issue. As you heard me say, we are a nationally branded university, and we are recruiting much more out of the state. So we are looking at specific areas, including Georgia, where we might be able to waive certain fees and possibly bring down the tuition. That's under discussion now, so to be continued. All right, thank you for your question. I'm not the MC here, so I'm going to stay in my lane and give this microphone back over and see where we want to go from here.
We have a presentation.
Yes.
Stacey.
Thank you, Dr. Aminta Breaux. Thank you. President Earl noticed that for some of our distinguished guests, we wanted to present you with a personalized scarf.
Oh, you know I love scarves.
You, yes.
Oh.
BSU in the house, and now we have it there. So
thank you very
so
much. Thank you, my dear.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
It's going to take a lot when I get to this one part, so I want y'all to know that. Okay, but let me first run down this distinguished guy's bio. Darren Swain is president and CEO of the Bowie State University National Alumni Association and the leader alumni base affectionately known as the Bulldog Nation, representing Maryland's oldest HBCU. The more than 30,000 membership spans the globe, consisting of professionals in all areas of industry, 15 chapters comprising the current nucleus and active membership. Mr. Swain's professional experience includes his election and appointment to the Maryland General Assembly, House of Delegates, serving 6 years in one of the oldest legislative bodies in the United States. He received both his BA in Political Science and MA Administrative Management Public Policy from Bowie State University. He is currently serving his second election as president and CEO of the Bowie State National Alumni Association. And he also is, it's going to be a lot for a man in a minute, so I'll probably say this, a member of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. But before he comes up, I just had to say this, because anybody who was in school at the time Darren was in school, like, you know, when you're in high school and you had the person most likely to be something. When Darren Swain was running for president of the Student Body Government Association, you knew Darren was going to be a politician. It was no doubt. I mean, his persona, everything. Honestly, I don't even know if anybody ran against him, because honestly, only their friends would probably got votes, because Darren was going to crush him and everything. He was an amazing leader, the Student Body Association president when he was in school. I had to give him his props and everything. And so this is truly an honor to bring him up here today and have him speak to you. So please, everybody, give our hand a round of applause for Darren Swain.
Thank you, sir. No problem. Hey, you know, and I didn't even pay him for that. I did not. And let me just say that, you know, it's amazing how when Omega men gotta pronounce Phi Beta Sigma, they always get this little frog in their throat for some reason. So, but you know, but we'll let it go. But seriously though, thank you so very much, Derek. Let me be formal. I don't want to be too informal and say Derek, because when we were on campus, of course, we called him Boogie. So I just want to make sure I get that whole professional decorum here with that. I also want to definitely just give honor to God, and as I do, I like to say for those certainly that worship on Fridays, I say Assalamu Alaikum, and for those who certainly worship on Saturdays, I say Shalom. So I say to you, those of us who worship on Sundays, God be with you. And I just want to say on this Sunday, I appreciate each and every one of you for being here today, and I hope and pray God's blessings upon each and every one of you. I just had to say that first and foremost. I want to make sure I keep my little sheet here so that I can definitely keep straight on the things that I'm supposed to say and want to say. And I want to do that. I want to also start by, again, thanking Dr. Breaux and her staff for coming out and for their tremendous things that they're doing with Bowie State University. So I definitely want us to give them another round of applause for all they continue to do at Bowie State University. So I just wanted to say that. The other thing I like to do is to make sure that I acknowledge our president of the Georgia chapter. She is a ball of energy. If you don't know her, you need to get to know her. Carla Morrison and her entire team. And I just want to make sure I don't leave anyone out. And that is Janice James, Miss Stacy Tucker, Derek Say, and our president emeritus, Mr. Earl Spates, for all they continue to do here in Georgia to make sure that Bowie State University, all that we're being talked about and presented with on a national level with the work of our administration, certainly with the alumni chapter, they are here to amplify the work and to make sure that those people at the grassroots and our alumni here in the area get an opportunity to engage and get involved. So I wanted to just thank Carla for that. I also wanted to take this brief opportunity to certainly honor and recognize our rock star alum who's down here in Georgia making things happen. So one of the things I try to tell people that at the end of the day, it's about the product that represents you once you leave your institution. Because people may remember a whole bunch of things, but the first thing they remember is that what institution you were a product of. So Maui, I just wanted to say thank you, man, for all that you continue to do, for your sponsorship, for your leadership here. That's what it's about, because that's how we continue to promote the brand and spread the value of the brand that is Bowie State University and our alma mater. I also wanted to the DeKalb County Commissioner who gave us the proclamation. You know, I'm trying to be politically correct here as a former elected official. Sometimes you either think the whole lot or you resent it a whole lot for some of the things you do, and depending upon what day it is and what issue it is, that may be the case. But I wanted to thank the commissioner for giving the Georgia chapter that proclamation. It's so important that we do that and we get acknowledged for the work that the alumni in this area are in fact doing in the community. And I think that it is well represented in that they would take the opportunity to give that proclamation. But I also wanted to make sure, because he's here supporting me, you know, I gotta do a quick shout out on the blue and white shield here for my brother Eason for coming out and supporting this situation. And I say that because this brother is one of the movers and shakers here in Georgia, in the area, and to come out of his this Sunday
and take out of his busy schedule to be here and support. I greatly appreciate that. And certainly I want to take back to the brothers here in Atlanta. We look forward to even more participation for Sigma with the alumni chapter and the support of Bowie State University, and especially for our scholarships and our endowment efforts. So I just wanted to thank you for that. So thank you so very much. Look, y'all, I don't want to take up a whole lot of time, but I wanted to make sure that it was a couple things that I did present to you. So let me just say that being the pseudo historian I am, you know, when Carla asked me to come and to be a part of this situation here and to be a part of the fundraising effort for the chapter, I came out of the MARTA train station, and I came out, and the first thing I saw as I made the left was the old DeKalb courthouse, right? The old DeKalb courthouse. And then you know, the historian I am, I started to go look at the story, the monuments and the markers and all that good stuff. And I saw the one that sort of reminded me of what I should speak about today, right? Today I wanted to speak about protecting legacy and celebrating our future. Protecting legacy and celebrating our future. I say that because I came out and I looked at the historical marker, and what I saw was the Daughters of the Confederacy had put a marker in place that so beautifully demonstrated how the Confederate troops, when they were being assaulted by the Union troops, how they stood their ground and how they did such valiant job in protecting the courthouse from the Union officers. Now, for those of us who are students of history and certainly are aware, you know, and if any of you have had the opportunity to watch Gone with the Wind, I do it at least once a year. And when you watch that show, some of it is based upon Georgia, right? It's based on Atlanta. And what you know is that General Sherman, who was leading the troops, came through Atlanta and Georgia and other southern states and burned everything in his path, right? Everything. So to read the monument marker, you would have thought that they were the winners, that they won. And they erected, because the monument, the marker talked about the statue that they erected that here recently was taken down, right? So I say that to you guys to say because history is perspective, right? Legacy is perspective. We have to make sure that we tell our story, that we present our history from our perspective. And why do I say that? I say that because their perspective was that it was great. But the reality is that there was a new marker that was put up that corrected the story and told the story of the true history of that area. That led me to some other historical moments that you talked about earlier, is the Beacon community, the historic African American community that was here in this area, that because of some policies that came about, this was wiped out for the most part. The only thing remaining of that community is a doorway that's part of a recreation center, if I'm not mistaken, right? Doorway is a part of a recreation center. So here in this community, you now have a majority African American community, DeKalb County, right? There's a thriving African American community, sort of similar to what we have in Prince George's County, and give us the very similar thing. And I'm going to go there in just a second, because here in DeKalb, there in Prince George's, you now have histories, perspectives, and realities that have merged and met. You have communities that started off enslaved, that have emerged and transformed into thriving majority, very productive and progressive cosmopolitans that are home to some of the best and brightest African American institutions right in the country. Bowie State University, one of the oldest HBCUs, founded in 1865 on the corner of Saratoga and Calvert Streets in Baltimore, Maryland. You have here in the Atlanta metropolitan area, you have Spelman, Morehouse, Morris Brown, right? Clark Atlanta, here in this community. So perspective is prologue as we look at these communities and we look at these institutions and all of the impact that they've had, right, on our institutions. So when we have the opportunity to come together here and celebrate Bowie State University and celebrate all of what we do as an HBCU, it's important that we protect our legacy, that we tell our story, that we embrace our story that is the true history of this country. Is Bowie State University, and we should do that. But not only that, we gotta celebrate, right? We gotta celebrate our future. I'm so proud to have the opportunity to now have had the pleasure of being in the company with our 10th president of Bowie State University, who's doing some outstanding things for Bowie State, right? Outstanding things for Bowie State University. So it's important that we look at that, but also it's important that we look back, and for those of us who know and understand and feel that connection that is Bowie State University, know that it's on the shoulders of a whole bunch of people that some of us in this room that we stand on, right? And y'all wanna know the secret about that I wanna go somewhere real quick. The $500 scholarship, because when this little country boy from North Carolina came to Bowie State University, it was the Bowie State University National Alumni Association that gave this little boy here a $500 scholarship that I still have my little check to this day that's mounted on my wall, my office, in my house for that $500 that people gave me who didn't know me from Adams. Their pennies they put together, they could have given it to anybody else. But they decided to take a chance on that little country boy and say, we're going to do something for you. We don't know you, but we're going to do something to help you. And that's what they did. So each and every one of us in this room, when we get the opportunity to give just a little bit, not a whole lot, just a little bit, we got to make sure that we do that. We got to make sure that we give as much as we can so that we can help these students become who they don't even know they will become. Who they don't even know that they will become. So I think that as we wrap this thing up, we got to remember this, is that it's because of the shoulders of so many who've come before us, who've given so much, who asked for so little, that we got to make sure that we give a whole lot. We got to make sure that we give a whole lot. So I'm proud of Bowie State. I'm proud of the Georgia chapter. All of what you guys are doing, I love it. I love it. I love it. There's so much history and things here. And also on this Sunday, right, I would be remiss, and I wanted to share this with you guys, because I would be remiss if I did not mention that the connection and the reality is that the African American HBCU is directly tied in so many instances to the African American church. In so many instances. Because it was the AME church that did Wilberforce, all right, and Morris Brown, right? The Black Presbyterian Church did Johnson C. Smith, that at one point had a medical school and a law school, right? Then the United Methodists did Gibbons Theological Seminary, which is Houston Tillerson College. The Black Baptists said, we're not going to be outdone. So the Black Baptists went in Alabama and they did Selma. In Florida, it was Florida Memorial College. In North Carolina, it was Shaw Medical School, Dental School. It was in South Carolina, Benedict and Morris. And then in Virginia Union. In West Virginia, it's Storer. In Arkansas, it was Arkansas Baptist College. In Mississippi, it was Jackson State. In Kentucky, it was Simmons. In Tennessee, it was Roger Williams, now Lemoyne Owens. And then in Texas, it was Bishop. And in Georgia, it was Morehouse and Spelman. We have a connection through our church, through our community, that we got to celebrate and we have to embrace. So I tell each and every one of you as we leave here on this Sunday, continue to celebrate, continue to support our HBCUs to make them the best that they can be so that we can continue to protect our legacy and celebrate our future. Thank you so very much.
Is everybody inspired? And you should give some money. Pass the hat.
Yeah.
Again, We have this part in the program. We like to make a commitment. So the program, you just fill it out, put it in there, make your commitment, make your pledge. And so on behalf of our firm, we want to make another $100 commitment.
Woo!
If we can get 10 people to do that, we can do $1,000 just like that, y'all. So we can do this. We have a gift for you.
All right, show a little bit of token appreciation for you traveling down here. We'd like to give you this gift, Darren. I hope you enjoy it and everything. Once again, it's truly an honor.
Thank you, sir. My pleasure.
We laid that history out. We're gonna, I guess everybody is eating.
You do speak like a politician.
All right.
Great delivery, brother. Great delivery.
Appreciate it.
President, it's on me. Help me remind me, please, once y'all, we have some cupcakes here that y'all can also partake in once he gets done emceeing. So please enjoy yourself.
All right, I'm ready for the cupcakes.
Right.
So we're gonna have Sister Court, our fist. Sister, come back up and show us some more love, and then we're gonna close it out.
Excellent job, sir.
Thank you.
So Dr. Breaux spoke about staying focused and not letting up. And Brother Swain talked about legacy. So this song is a Negro spiritual called Hold On, given to us by the Fifth Jubilee Singers, who stayed focused and didn't let up, and who preserved legacy. So I charge us with that. Keep your hand on the plow. Hold on. If you want to get to heaven, let me tell you how. Just keep your hand on the gospel plow. Keep your hand on the plow. Hold on. If that plow stays in your hand, land you straight in the promised land. Keep your hand on the plow. Hold on. Keep your hand on the plow. Hold on. Mary had a golden chain. Every link spelled my Jesus' name. Keep your hand on the plow. Hold on. If that plow stays in your hand, land you straight in the promised land. Keep your hand on the plow. Hold on. Keep your hand on the plow. Hold on.
Yes!
Thank you.
Yes!
All right, Sister Carla.
Yes. Woo! Got me feeling, how about the short of here? I know, man, that way.
Well, I know music is starting up, and that's fine. You can give me some music, but okay.
Okay.
Well, we're
Even
closing-
more?
we can ready to close it out, and I'm a hip hop girl, so put it on some new edition. That's my joint.
Bobby Brown, actually, right.
Listen to the sounds of But I want to just say thank you to all of you for coming out. This is a great turnout. I mean, this is something that Darren and I spoke about in 2017, and it has come full circle. And with my team, my Vice President Janice, my Treasurer Stacy, my Secretary, we call him Boogie, and everybody's always like, why do you call him Boogie? But that's what we call him. His name is Derek. just want to thank you all, thank everybody for coming. I want to thank our sponsors. The biggest sponsor is Bowie State University National Alumni Association, so thank you very much. Our second biggest sponsor is the Davis Bozeman Law Firm. So if any of you are ever having any situation going on, think about the Davis Bozeman Law Firm. They are not self-made, they are community-made, and they are doing well. We visited their offices on Friday. I was like, I thought I had been there. I guess not. That office is nice.
Full of history, full of history.
Full of history and just beautiful. You
Yes.
feel good. He said it's African-centered law.
Feel it.
You feel,
Yep.
you feel it. So thank you, Maui. I mean, he's done more than just be a sponsor. He's the one who got our entertainment today. He's the one who provided us with the goodies in our bag. So just thank you, brother. Thank you. And he hosted, and he actually has to go to another community event right after this. So I'm looking into his time. So to stop and just say thank you, Maui. We have something for you. Maui's been seeing me with my Bowie State shirts on. He's like, I need one of those. I'm gonna buy one. Well, you don't have to buy one, Maui, because we got you one. And Maui's like this sharp hat wearer. He wears the sharpest hat. We got you a hat too. That's from Earl. Earl gave me that.
Right.
Yes. So we just want to say thank you once again. And see, Maui is a supporter of HBCUs. He's a professor at Clark Atlanta University. His sons, too, went to Howard University.
Yep.
He supports Morehouse. And I don't know, and his wife goes to FAMU. So he's a supporter of FAMU. And it's like, I thought Maui at one point went to Morehouse. I just thought he went to what he said. But he went to Bowie State University.
That's right.
He went to Bowie State University. That's the HBCU we went to. So now you can represent. So when people see you, you can be like, no, this is my school. This is my school. So we're really proud. We're going to get you some more gear, Maui. Because now we can be like BSU. When we see each other in the streets, we can be like BSU.
Yep.
And we all got on the gear. So when y'all see us around town, BSU, because there's a bunch of HBCU people in here. Y'all can stand up. Because I want to show y'all some love. I'm a supporter of HBCU. Yes, all of y'all. Spelman, you know I'm going to stick you out because Spelman got they're leaders. They're just so much. They're leaders, supporters. She brought our BSU Bulldog to the table so we would know her. So thank you so much, Kelly. I appreciate it. And I want to just give a shout out to a couple of more people on here. Big Bethel AME Church, we talked about the churches supporting the church. That's my church, AME. And they support Big Bethel AME Social Action Committee. Ron Harrison, BSU, class of 92. Cameron Griffin, BSU, class of 2026. Because we took our little baby bulldog and put him to work. He made one of the invitations for us.
He did.
Sequest, Teresa Hardy, and Tracy Humphrey, who is a Howard University alumni. And I met her while I was going to Bowie State University, and we're still friends to this day, 30 years later. So I just want to say thank you to everybody for coming out. Please get you some cupcakes, the best cupcakes in the world, Cakes by Tatiana. I stand by that. And we're going to close it out. Thanks. Let's party.
Thank you, Carla.